Great news. Dirty Keto is now on Amazon. If you're living in the U.S., go straight to Amazon and get Dirty Keto. Watch it, rate it, and review it. If you're outside of the U.S., meaning Western Europe or Canada or Mexico, it's not there yet. Don't ask me why. Listen, those people made me put a PG-13 rating on it when there was nothing in it that would have caused that. But let's get ahead of this thing. Let's watch it, rate it, and review it. Go get Dirty Keto right now, and on with the show.
Thanks for listening to Vinnie Tortorich on NSNG Lifestyle Audio. Welcome to the Fitness Confidential Podcast with Vinnie Tortorich, founder of NSNG, and co-host Gina Grad. Brought to you by PureVitaminClub.com, the world's purest vitamins.
I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Just like the woman on the other mic, I'm talking about the beautiful Miss Teresa Strasser. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Teresa, you got a couple of news stories there, but I promised to tell the story of being on the bayou and one of the ways I got off. So Sports Illustrated back in the 70s had they still do it today. They do every February they would do the bikini issue, right? And that was a big deal. One of the big time models back then was a woman named Cheryl Tiegs. She probably graced the cover and was in pictorials more than any other girl at that time, right? And then one year it happened. She had on this net-looking one-piece bathing suit. You can look up pictures of it, and you can see her nipples. And this became the number one magazine that Sports Illustrated ever put out. And all of my friends, I was like in 7th grade or something, 8th grade. Oh, my God, Cheryl Tiegs, did you see? You can actually see her boobs. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Like, it was nationwide. If you look up do you know what photos I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to try to conceive of a world where you didn't have a computer that fit in the palm of your hand where anybody could see hardcore porn within 30 seconds. Like, seeing Cheryl Tiegs' nipple was a very big deal.
Huge. And it was in a magazine. It's kind of like, look, if you have a song on disc or cassette or in your iPod or your telephone or whatever, you have that song. But when you hear it on the radio, it's different. It's like, oh, my God, that's my song. It's on the radio, right? Everybody else can hear my song, right? This is a magazine where you didn't see boobies. It wasn't a Playboy. It wasn't a Penthouse. It was Sports Illustrated, and you were seeing a boobie where you weren't supposed to see one. This made a big difference, right? Well, every kid had that magazine and would just stare at those boobs around the clock, except me. I was staring at what was behind Cheryl Tiegs. She was on a beach somewhere else. And that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to be anywhere except where I was. I knew I didn't belong on the bayou. I knew that I wasn't going to just live in this small community on Bayou Lafourche for the rest of my life. Right? I knew I had to get out of there. I would watch a show called Wide World of Sports every Saturday because they took you around the world. They would take you to Kitzbühel to watch ski jumping. I wanted to go to a place where Jews were killed in the 1940s because it looked different than where I was. I would go, Kitzbühel, where's that? And I would go get the encyclopedia out. I'd go look up Kitzbühel. You couldn't pull out Google. We had a set of encyclopedias. I wanted to know about Kitzbühel, right? Because that's where the ski jumping is. Nobody was ski jumping on the bayou. There was no snow. Cheryl Tiegs had something behind her that didn't look like anywhere else in the world. It's like, where's this magical place with this beach, with the big rock in the water, and the water is blue. Look how blue. I only saw muddy water in the Mississippi River and on the bayou. This was a world that was out there, and I had to find it, right? By that point, I had already been reading over and over that book we were talking about, Think and Grow Rich. Transmutation. Believe you can. Believe you can lose the weight. You're 500 pounds. Believe you can lose the weight. Believe, conceive, believe, achieve. Right? That's what I've always done. I told myself at that point, I'm going to make it off of the bayou. I'm going to figure out a way to get off of this bayou. I didn't know what the game plan was. I was a kid. But I kept that Cheryl Tiegs magazine, and I would open it up and I would look at it. I'd take a quick look at the tits, but then I would look past and see what is like, how do you get to that place? Where's that place? Well, long story short, have you ever been up walking on West Ridge in Brentwood? You go in Brentwood, you go off Sunset, and there's an area called West Ridge, and it winds up the Santa Monica Mountains. Do you know where I'm talking about?
Is that near Metzaluna?
Well, yeah, Metzaluna is more in the heart of Brentwood. You have to go north of Sunset. And that's where, there's an area, that's where a lot of big celebrities, Schwarzenegger lived up there, right? People like that.
Okay, I have not been up there.
Very, Spielberg. These type of people have houses. It's very exclusive. And I had clients up there, right? So we would go walking up the fire road that was part of the training. We would go up into the Santa Monica Mountains on this fire road that went to the top of where Dirt Mulholland would be at the top, right? And I'm walking up there with one of my big-time clients one day, and we're coming down from this 4-mile, 5-mile walk, and there's an older blonde woman walking up, coming in the opposite direction. And when we get to her, my friend said, "Oh, Cheryl." And Cheryl goes, "Oh," I don't want to say who the client is. "Oh, so-and-so." Right? And my client said, "Cheryl, I want you to meet my trainer, Vinny." "Oh, glad to meet you." And we're shaking hands. And I'm going, oh, my God, that's Cheryl Tiegs. But here's the interesting thing. We were on a section of the Santa Monica Mountains that when I looked over Cheryl Tiegs' shoulder, I can see the Pacific Ocean. I can see a beach and blue ocean right behind Cheryl Tiegs, which is exactly what I saw in 1977. You see, if you just sit there and you wait long enough, you one day get to look over Cheryl Tiegs' shoulder and go, oh, I've gotten to where I want to be. And you see, we never take those wins in life, right? We never think about, oh, I'm here now, right? I'm here with this woman looking at a beach. It wasn't the beach that was in the photo, but it was a reasonable facsimile, and it was one Miss Cheryl Tiegs. Does that make sense?
Well, you just reminded me. So my older son, who just turned 15, both my kids play baseball. They play all the sports, but baseball is like their sport. And my older son just started high school, and his coach, who's a very well-known coach in the area, state championship, he had all the freshmen write down. He didn't call it a vision board. He didn't call it that, but he had them write down their goals. And he said, it's not, nothing fancy. You just write down your goals for the year in baseball and in school and put it where you can see it. Just tape it up in your bathroom, in your bedroom wall, wherever you can see it. And I just love that, because first of all, having 14 and 15-year-olds and obviously there's sophomores, juniors, seniors, right? So having all of them even articulate their specific goals, because a lot of teenagers probably don't stop to do that, and then write them down and then just put them where you can see them. You don't have to do anything special on any given day, but it's just kind of there.
Yeah. Look, there was a kid in my hometown who had a poster of Nolan Ryan. You know the famous poster with the blood?
Yes.
He had that poster in his bedroom. And Jacques Alexander, who ended up in the same bullpen with Nolan Ryan. All
right. There's something to it.
Yeah. I mean, you stay around long enough, you end up in the same bullpen with the most famous pitcher of all time. Right? You just have to want it in a lot of cases. It's crazy, right?
So did you tell Cheryl?
No, but I didn't have to. But it would have taken too long, and it would have been, Cheryl, you're not going to believe this, but all the other kids were looking at your nipples. Anyway, I was looking over your shoulder, which is what I'm doing. She would have thought I lost my mind. Right?
No, I think you made the right choice to just have your private moment.
Yeah. Yeah, it made my day. And she never knew it. She was a delightful woman. She wouldn't have said a word to me if I wasn't with the client I was with. Right? So, it's just the way it is. Right? You end up around the right people and you get, you end up doing what you always wanted to do. You just have to stick to it, I guess. I guess that's the moral of that story. You just stick to it. You never let go. I don't know.
I mean, there's probably times you thought about it. I know I did. I remember at one point just being in LA, being between jobs, and you read my book, so my dad was a car mechanic. It's not like I had a lot of Hollywood connections. And I'd had some success. I'd been on TLC, but things were slow. And I just thought, is it over now? Is it over? And I remember just driving down the 405 and just thinking, is this it? How do you know? How do you know when it's over? Right? How do you know? You don't get a postcard. You can go home now. Your career's run its course.
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't know.
Hollywood is a fickle place. I mean, I've had clients who found out that they were fired from a show by hearing the news on the news.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes the training a little awkward session.
Yeah, as they go, whoopsie.
Do you want to get to some news?
Yeah, let's do some
diet
news.
and nutrition news.
Yeah.
I thought you'd find this story interesting. I know you have a vitamin company. So when I saw this, I thought of you. This is from CNN reporting on a story from the medical journal, The Lancet Global Health. It turns out billions of people do not consume enough of at least 7 micronutrients present in hundreds of foods. This is according to this new study. So there are 7 micronutrients that billions of people are not getting enough of. I know you could guess some of them.
Let me guess at a few of them.
What do you got?
You got 7 there?
I got 7.
Top of my list, B12.
Interesting. Okay, is that also known as riboflavin?
Don't know. B12 is riboflavin.
I would have thought B because there's so many people who are, like me, vegetarians. But this is global, not U.S. Okay. This is worldwide.
Magnesium is on that list.
Yep.
Vitamin D?
No.
It's global. I knew magnesium. Magnesium is always on the list. We don't get anywhere near. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and give up. What's on the list?
Okay, so you got calcium, number 1.
I always, all right, go on. I'll get to it in a second. Go on.
That's found in dairy. It's found in fortified soy. It's found in dark leafy greens. It's found in sardines, salmon, tahini. your fortified orange or grapefruit juice. And apparently, globally, we don't get enough of it.
I want to stick on that for a second. Folks, when she said fortified for 3 products, she said it for a soy product and 2 fruit juices.
Yeah.
Okay. What she's saying is this does not exist in those products. Companies are putting it in there because vegans need to get this stuff from somewhere else because they're not getting it from meat. That's why, when people say, what about vegan diet? Well, fortifying stuff with stuff like that is not as good as getting it from the source. It never is. Just like when you hear this cereal was fortified with 8 vitamins and iron. Because, having a nothing piece of wheat turned into a dextrinized piece of crap, it's a dead food. They have to fortify it with anything for you to get any nutrition. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but what else you got? Calcium, magnesium?
I'm glad you did. Now, here's one that women will be familiar with because you want to take it when you're pregnant.
Folate?
Folate.
Yeah.
That's it. It's important for red blood cell formation, cell growth and function. It's especially important during pregnancy. That's found in dark leafy greens, beans, peas, lentils, and, of course, enriched grains and cereals, the aforementioned dead foods.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one you don't think about very much, iodine.
Yeah, that's why I know some salts add iodine, like Morton's, like the cheap salts. Morton's,
yeah.
They'll add iodine to their salt.
But you eat a lot of fish, so you're probably fine. Fish,
I'm
seaweed,
fine with
shrimp.
It. Yeah.
And, of course, iodized salt. You mentioned iron earlier. Oysters, duck, beef, sardines, crab, lamb, spinach, artichokes, beans, lentils, dark leafies, and potatoes, which I know you don't like.
Yeah, potatoes are kind of a dead food, too, because you're getting more sugar than sugar, right? And you don't get it in a spike, you get it in a load. So that's a poor way to try to get any nutrients into your body. Remember a couple of shows ago, we were talking about bang for your buck on veggies, the cruciferous vegetables, and getting the nitrates and the nitrates and, the phytochemicals of all sorts, sulfur type phytonutrients, and on and on and on. Potato just doesn't offer anything other than just a sugar load. So that's a bad way to try to get any vitamins or phytonutrients or micronutrients of any sort. Go on.
2 left. Apparently, we're not getting enough niacin. This is important for nervous
B3,
and digestive.
Yeah, niacin and niacinamide. I could have probably guessed that one because B3 is niacin, and people don't get enough of that. That's why we put a lot of it in my multivitamin.
Well, if you don't eat beef, chicken, turkey, it's in all those things, salmon, you're going to have a tough time getting it. Of course, it is in marinara sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It's in brown rice, and it's in fortified grains, as you mentioned earlier. And then last but not least is the riboflavin, important for metabolism of food for energy, boosts your immune system, gives you healthy hair and skin. That's in eggs, dairy, meats, grains, and green veggies.
Yeah, and that's why, when I tell, and people think, oh, you're angry at vegans. No, I'm angry at vegan doctors who are lying to vegans. The vegan person who becomes a vegan, they're just trying to do the right thing. Some people do it because they don't want to see animals die. Some people do it because they think it's better for their health. If you're doing it because you think it's better for your health or you're saving the environment somehow, do not do it for those reasons, because it's not. You're not saving the environment. That's complete bullshit made up out of whole cloth. And don't do it because you think you're being healthier, because you're not. You're actually missing a lot of these nutrients. So there you have it. Interesting.
Right. And I've got one more quick story. It's very quick because we don't really talk about herbs that much and all that they can do. Some new research has examined the effects of saffron. I don't know if you eat it. I know it's very expensive. It's a bright yellow. It's in paella. the effects of saffron in people with anxiety. Multiple studies have suggested that safranol, which is a component of saffron, may have similar effects to the anxiety medication diazepam in the way it binds to a certain type of GABA receptor in the brain. No firm evidence has confirmed that saffron is a helpful remedy, but there are some studies and some metadata suggesting that it can help anxiety.
I'm a big fan of taking in a lot of different forms of spices. We drink a lot of juice with, when I say juice, we make a mixture with water. We call it juice. And we'll put curcumin in there. We'll put things like saffron, ginger. You know, Serena makes these concoctions and, you know, they have no sugar or whatever. Cinnamon is really great for sugar, controlling sugar. All of this stuff is great. You just have to remember to do it. And look, saffron's expensive. Other things are, there are a lot of spices that are very expensive. But things like paprika, cayenne, saffron, curcumin, all these things can be had for cheap. And you can make yourself a little, just sprinkle it on food. You don't have to make a drink out of it. Just use it, right? Just use the stuff. It's where you want to be in life. This is easy things to do. We were talking about my old friend, Mickey Hargitay in one of the previous shows. These are the type of things healthy people do all the time. You think, oh, he's just eating eggs and he's just doing this and doing that. Mickey was one of the first people I knew, by the way, that was eating one meal a day. This was back in 1991. He was doing OMAD back then, right? And drinking all these concoctions and adding spices to everything. This stuff matters. It really does. So I'm not shocked to hear that saffron, it could be considered healthy.
And look, there's no downside unless you overconsume it. Whereas if you're taking a pharmaceutical, you may or may not have side effects. So why not try it? But I love this idea of your wife's herb juices. Can she bottle those and sell those? I would buy like a cinnamon saffron juice.
No, I'm tired of creating companies and selling shit.
Fine, Vinny. I'll just get my spice blend. I buy this like 22 spice blend. It's really good. I just throw it on my salad. And as you mentioned, cinnamon, great for blood sugar. Yeah. I know you like to eat the whole fat yogurt. You put a little cinnamon on your yogurt every day. Done.
Yeah. And all this stuff is easy to do. I'm a big coffee consumer because coffee is one of the next to water, the number 2 healthiest thing you could put in your body is coffee. Period. You'll find studies where the American Heart Association's come out and said for every coffee you drink, you have a 10% greater chance of not having a heart attack that day. So if you drink 3 cups, you're 30%. I'm not making that up. And I'm not saying that because I own a boutique coffee company. I don't care if you buy my coffee or not. Coffee is a healthy drink, and anyone who tells you any otherwise, they're wrong. What about the caffeine? What's wrong with caffeine?
It improves performance, mental, physical, focus, all that.
Yeah, it messes with your adenosine and all this, and it changes your outlook on life. And, if you want to make a cappuccino, no self-respecting Italian drinks a cappuccino after 10 in the morning. But if you want a cappuccino in the morning, you put a little cinnamon on that. We buy the hard cinnamon. You just scrape it with a knife. Boom. You want to talk about a great cappuccino. It's good stuff.
You're talking about a cinnamon stick?
Yeah.
And you just carve some shavings on your cappuccino?
Just take a knife. You hold the knife square. So if this is the cinnamon stick, let's see, I usually have a knife somewhere near. Here's a knife.
That's very Bayou of you to just have a knife standing by.
Yeah, I keep knives everywhere.
In case you need to spear a fish.
So if this is my finger is the stick, you don't do that. You just hold it like that, and you just scrape it off. You scrape it. like that. You see what I'm doing? So you hold it 90 degrees to the cinnamon stick. Well, if you want to buy the powder stuff and just dump it on, but I do a lot of old school stuff, I guess. Like keep knives wherever I can grab them. There's knives.
I love that you just have it.
I have knives everywhere. Yeah.
You probably have one in your sock right now.
I have the low cut sock so it wouldn't fit. But I have Bowie knives around the room. People send me knives. Yeah. People make knives and send them to me. I got some pretty cool knives.
It's nice to have. I want one. I want the one where you press the button. What is that?
Switchblade knife?
Yeah.
Okay, now you've given me 2 songs for the end of the show.
Oh, good.
I was going to do Mellow Yellow by Donovan, and I still might do it. Do you know the song?
Yep.
I'm just mad about Saffron.
I'm just mad. Oh, yeah. There is a Saffron song.
It's a song for everything. And Dire Straits has a song called Switchblade Knife.
I haven't heard that, but I want one.
Switchblade, Dire Straits, Switchblade. Let's see. Yeah. You probably can't, you can't hear the song, right? But here, let's see if we can pull this up. This song is called Switchblade Knife by Dire Straits. Can you hear that? You can't hear it, can you?
No. But the audience can. That's what matters.
Yeah. I didn't realize the lead into the song was so long.
It's still going.
Yeah.
The 6-blade knife, throw anything for
Is a stiletto a kind of knife?
Yeah. Yeah.
But is the Billy Joel song about the shoe or the knife?
The shoe.
The shoe.
Yeah. Well, all right, I'm going to walk away from this mic for, all right, I want you to count to the audience because they won't be, I'm going to walk away for less than 15 seconds and see how many knives I can grab and bring back to here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to count down with my phone.
Okay, not yet. I'm still here.
Wait, hold on. I don't have my stopwatch.
I won't be able to hear you, but I'm gonna try to count out 20 seconds in my head and see how many knives I can grab that are just around me right here. Ready?
Yep. Go.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, 28 seconds.
I can't hear you yet because I'm not plugged in. All right. You want to see what I came up with?
Yes, I gave you had 28 seconds. So this was within half a minute. These were the amount of knives.
But the reason it took me extra, you're not supposed to run with knives or scissors.
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to start with all right, so I grabbed 2 Swiss Army knives right there.
Nice.
So keep count. So it's 2 Swiss Army knives.
Okay, we got 2.
And here's an old-timer pocket knife. Right?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's made by the old-timer company. This is a little tiny knife that I love. This thing is so sharp. It is very sharp.
Oh, I like that little blue one.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Here's a Case XX made by the Case company. And the one you saw earlier is also a Case XX. These knives are, all right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's
6.
6.
Then this is one that was made by a fan of the show. He made the case and the knife.
It's beautiful.
There's a
leather
knife.
Case.
Yeah. I don't have the guy's name here, but there's it's called a Sweeter, Sweder, and it's got a little bear on it. You can see there.
Adorable.
Yeah. So that's a pretty cool knife.
Are there more?
Yeah, this is a Bowie knife.
What?
Yeah, that you can see is made of the handle is made of antler. Now this
That
blade,
that is your Joe Rogan knife right there. I feel like that's something Joe would have.
So this knife, this blade was made, this guy, he made these in Montana. He puts the little bear on the back of all of these. This knife is probably a 10, 12 inch blade. He made all of these blades from old people that chop down trees with those big hand saws back and forth. This is the reclaimed metal from that. And you can see he jeweled it up and everything. I can shave with this knife if I wanted to. And the tang goes all the way through this handle. This is an incredible knife. Great for skinning animals.
That's a beauty. It looks very bespoke. I don't think there's another one like it.
This is a one of a kind that was made by a guy from, he was in Fallujah and everywhere else. He was a Navy SEAL, and I think he was, if you can see there, he made this knife. It's the only one he's ever made with a wooden handle, and you can see the tang goes all the way through, and it's got NS&G on that side. You see it?
It's monogrammed with NS&G.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful
Look how
knife.
heavy the blade is. Look how thick that blade is. Look at that.
And what do you call it when it goes all the way through?
The tang goes all the way through the handle. And on this side, he has my initials.
It also looks like there's places for your fingers to rest on the handle, like a grip.
Yeah, up here on top. You work it like that, and you can have a finger in there if you need to. Now, I've gone online. This guy actually makes knives and sell them, and he gives the money to wounded warriors or something. I wish I knew the name of his company. The cheapest ones I've seen go for like $1,400 on these, and this was given to me as a gift.
It's beautiful and for a good cause too.
Yeah, big fan of the show. And here's the last knife. You know this one. By the way, I grabbed all of these in 27 seconds, right?
This is 28 seconds, and this is a round number, 10 knives. So you're within 28 seconds of 10 knives.
Yeah, this is, as you know, the one that was made for the Korean War, and then we use it. This is the American K-bar. This is a K-bar knife. Again, you can shave with these. As you can see, I use this one a lot. The person who gave me this one put a monogram. You see my name in the scratches there?
Yes.
Yeah. But
Vinny, you're going to have to do a video of you scraping the cinnamon into your cappuccino with some of your big-ass knives.
With a K-bar knife?
Yeah.
And by the way, this is how many? 1, 2, 3,
10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10. This is... like I said, if you said go do it again, I can grab you 10 more.
What is this, a Bayou thing or what?
I just love knives.
I did not know this about you.
Me and one Mr. Sylvester Stallone also love knives.
Ah, he collects knives?
Yeah.
I don't even have a Swiss Army. Like, I think at one point I had a pink one in my 20s, and that's the last knife I've ever owned.
I have a lot of knives, and I have a gun collection. In other words, don't come, as I always say, people always want to kill me because I eat animals. It's like, come on over. Fuck around and find out. Come on over. I got guns all around me.
Knives. You probably got all kinds of bows and arrows.
You want me to go grab one of them? I can grab some archery equipment.
I knew you'd have one.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Rogan's got nothing on me. I've been shooting arrows for 40 years. Yeah. I have an Olympic grade bow up there, Hoyt, right up there. I'm pointing at it.
You could probably do some Krav Maga.
No, I'm not into
just
the
hand
martial.
to hand.
Not a martial arts guy. Nope.
Stick with the knives.
Yeah, I can kick your ass pretty good, but there's knives.
Well, you were an enforcer back in the day.
I was a cooler. Yeah. Yeah. And I know, look, folks, I get it. Some people, it's like, I get it. You're not a gun person and the whole thing. And I do believe we need some gun laws in place there's too many people with mental issues that get guns, and we got to figure some of this stuff out. By the way, I also have a Zippo lighter collection. And I don't smoke.
You just have the collection?
Yeah, I got tons of Zippos. Yeah.
Well, that comes in handy when you're lighting. Oh, wait, you don't smoke weed.
I don't smoke anything. But I have Zippos.
Burn some incense.
Okay.
I don't see you burning incense.
No.
But if anybody needs to start a fire, you're ready.
Yeah, I got all the lighters you need. They're all over this room. I like to have little tiny collectibles around me. We're going antiquing tomorrow. That's our date. We have a whole date tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We're going to be antiquing.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. And I'll find some old lighters from the 40s or something. I'll buy them. You know.
It's nice to have a collection, whatever it is.
You know,
people always know what to get you.
Well, no, like when I die, my daughter's just going to probably throw all this stuff away. You know?
No.
I can't imagine. Would anyone like a K-bar?
Maybe there's a Zippo museum.
There is. It's up in PA.
See, you go to Hershey, you go to Zippo.
Yeah. Crazy, right? And then I sit around and I watch Hallmark movies.
It's the yin and the yang.
Calling me nuts. You know.
I will.
We have any more stories over there? Or you want to shut it down?
That's it.
There you have it, folks.
That's it. I hope people haven't gotten sick of me. I've been here a few weeks in a row.
They love you. You have one person that didn't like you the first time around.
Well,
literally one person. I'm like, that's a virtual zero. Everyone loves you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, go check out Teresa Strasser. She's got a book that I actually adore. And the book is called Making It Home. Go read that book. Learn about this woman. She's been around media for a long time. And she wrote a great book about the death of her brother and learning more about her dad. And you're going to find out some shocking stuff about Teresa. You know, things you can never do today if you're a kid. Nobody will just put you on a bus or put you on an airplane and just send you somewhere. And this girl was doing, how old were you when you were doing that, Teresa? You were like 6, right? I don't want to exaggerate.
No, I was 8.
Oh, okay. The ripe old age of 8. Yeah.
Yeah. I was riding, 8 to 10 hours on a Greyhound right through the prison belt of Central California.
Yeah.
Yeah. Logged a lot of Greyhound hours.
It's amazing, the things you were doing that if a parent did that today, they would be in prison.
That's true. Yeah.
Bottom line. So go check that book out, folks. You know what to do with me. Go to Amazon. But before you go there to buy stuff, go to Vinnie Toy. Even if you're buying soap. I know we buy soap. We buy everything on Amazon. Kitchen soap and bath soap. We don't just buy soap, you understand. My wife buys cosmetic creams and other stuff that women use. You use a lot of creams, Teresa?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I'm a sucker for any kind of moisturizer, emollient, eye cream, mask, you name it, toner, essence.
I went to have sex with my wife. I slipped right off, fell on the floor. It's like, honey, you're slippery. I don't know what to do. And
look what P. Diddy had going on. He had all that baby oil over there.
Yeah, the guy had some ashy elbows. He wanted to keep them lubed up. I don't know. That's
what he says.
So, anyway, if you want to be like Teresa or my wife, go buy some cream. But before you do any of that, go to VinnieTartaries.com, click through the banner. We show you guys when you go there. I'm an influencer for Amazon. When you go there, you see all the things I use. It's right there on the front page. Oh, Vinnie uses this. I think they even have Zippo hand warmers that I use in the winter on there. You know how those things work?
Is that the thing where you shake it?
No. You take, it's a Zippo. The old timey hand warmers. You pour the Zippo fluid in it, and it goes into the wool that's in the thing. It heats it up and it makes the thing hot. And you put them in your pocket. You go to a football game or what have you. It's freezing. Put your hands in your pocket, and your pockets are warm. And Zippo makes one now. You charge up like a battery, and you just put those in your thing, and you keep your hands warm. And you can also use it to charge up your phone. There's a phone charger, and you can keep your hands warm. By the one great Zippo company. You can see all of that at VinnyTartaris.com, and you can see all the things I use. The wool socks, and I use the ones by Darn Tough we talk about on the show. It's all there. Everybody knows I use the pine tar soap to wash myself. It's there. You can learn about everything. So go do that. Okay. Let's pull up this song because we said we were going to play it. On behalf of Teresa Strasser, my name is Vinny Tartarich. Put life into living and do it with Donovan. Yeah. By the way, do you know who Donovan's daughter was or still is?
Ione Skye.
That's right. From one of the best rom-coms there is.
About saffron.
Then you should play the Peter Gabriel song. Is it too late?
Let me find it. We could play two songs. I'm already playing this one. If I go away from this, it might cut off. No, we'll play it next time. You mean when he's got the boombox over his head?
Yeah. Is it In Your Eyes?
In Your Eyes. Yeah, that's it.
Yellow, quite right. They call me Mellow Yellow. Just mad about 14.
Thank you for listening to Fitness Confidential. Get more information at VinnyTortorich.com. Remember to rate and review us on iTunes and follow Vinny on Instagram and Twitter.